Hello and welcome to this part of this special edition of Good Advice series. Now, in this one, I will explain to you the processors, okay, the CPUs as they are referred to, that central processing unit, okay. I will explain to you about those and basically we'll take a look at two different types. CPU with integrated GPU, that's integrated graphics card, one little piece, and I will explain to you some of the, I would say, benefits, but they are not benefits. There are no benefits in choosing that option really. It may come across as a bit of a cheaper option, cheaper alternative, but that's usually not the case. That's very rarely the case, and it's not a very good choice. But with all that said, I want to show you a few examples here. Okay, we'll take a look at the prices, at the difference of the price, and then I will explain to you why one option is better than the other. Now then, we can take a look at some of these examples and we will actually just have basically one arrangement, okay? And then I'll show you the sort of version I do not recommend and then the version I do recommend. Now, again, this is for basically your simple office computer. Lots of Excel work, many tabs may be opened, maybe some videos being watched, maybe some basic kind of a photography editing program running. Nothing too fancy. We're not getting into, say, testing new programs or running something very heavy on that computer, but it will do the work more than fine in most of the office environments and requirements, okay? So this is just a sort of, not exactly budget, but a good arrangement for really any office space, okay? So let's take a look now. First of all, the first type of a processor, right? We're just comparing processors here, what we can get. And this one on Amazon, it goes for $139, okay? And this one has both CPU and GPU integrated, okay? So central processing unit and then graphics processing unit. One is supposed to handle graphics like video encoding and decoding, and then the other one is supposed to handle just general computation, right? Okay, and you know, if you're looking at some simple work, you may think that you do not need a separate graphics card. This is quite common. For some reason, it is quite common to believe that, and for people to actually say that. But let's just look at the price difference, okay? And then we need to also think about how it runs, okay? It runs in one single unit. It's a very tiny unit, okay? So you have your graphics card and your CPU in one tiny little piece. Now, it will get a lot of heat. It will get a lot more heat, right, than if they would be running separately. And the durability probably will be less than that separate option, okay? And you probably won't get maybe as much performance as well. It can get rather tricky, and basically there is no reason to go with this sort of integrated option, okay? In your motherboard, you have two separate slots for processor and for the GPU, okay, your graphics card. You have two different slots, you put them in separately, everything works perfectly. Now, about the price, okay, so this is i3, okay, i3. Now it has 3.7 gigahertz, then we have 4 cores, okay, 8 megabytes, okay, just simple one, right? Nothing too fancy, but it's more than good. Again, this should last for ages. It should last for at least 5 years with this whole thing, probably a lot more than that. And it's really a good option, but not this particular option. See, this is integrated graphics. Okay, you can see it like that, UHD graphics 630. Okay, now what we prefer is to have them separate. Okay, so first of all, let's see the processor, right? This is the same kind of a processor. This is actually 9th generation, so this is a sort of a newer generation. The specs are pretty much the same, but it's a newer model. Okay, it's a newer model. It should be a bit better, maybe last a little bit longer, something like that. But it is a new model. Now this says up to 4.2, but it's actually 3.6, similar to what we saw previously with that integrated one. So it's basically the same power in terms of the processor, right? But remember, this particular option does not have a graphics card. Okay, it actually says on the box discrete graphics card required, which is basically, it means that you need a graphics card alongside with the processor. Quite simple, and that's how it all should be. Okay, so we have this option. Now this one is $71. Okay, that's the processor. We still need a graphics card. Now, you may think it will become terribly expensive. Remember, the integrated option we have at $139. Okay. Now, if we go to Amazon for the card, for the graphics card, a proper one, you can see that it's only $55. Okay. So 55, getting back to this one, plus 71, that's what, about 126. So it's actually cheaper. It's cheaper than the integrated one. Now, it will probably be more powerful. Okay, it will run better, everything will run better. You probably won't see that thing in sort of day-to-day operation, but if you really need to run something quite heavy, maybe export some video, convert a video file, you may notice that, depending on a program, of course, that you're using, but you may actually notice that. So we have this, and it's cheaper. Okay, it won't get as hot. It will probably last a lot longer. Okay, and usually what happens when people buy a computer with integrated graphics, they will at some point end up buying a graphics card along with that, because it won't run properly, they'll need more power, and they'll just buy that in addition to everything. So that will be money wasted. Just spend a bit more money, or as you can see, not even a bit more money, a bit less money up front, and just get it like that. And if you buy a computer that's already been assembled, you may see lots of these options with integrated graphics. Do not go for them. Look for something that's separate. If someone is trying to push you that computer with integrated graphics, just tell them, you know what you need. You need a separate option, you need a processor, and you need a graphics card separately. That's what you need. Just tell them that, and they will probably find you an option for that. Okay, so this one is a bit cheaper now. In this case, we are trying, in the series, we are trying to compare the prices between these two platforms, and you can see that the processor right here, we have $71 on Amazon, and we have it at, what is it right here? From $79 in the Newegg. Now, of course, the delivery cost may be different and things like that, and it's pretty much the same. The price is pretty much the same. This time, Amazon wins. Okay, and then for the processor, or rather for the graphics card, we have $54.99, $55, right? And in the Newegg, it's a lot more expensive. It's actually $65. Starting from $65, so that's $10 more. Again, delivery fee and all that stuff, but we're just looking at the price, and the price wins on Amazon in both of these cases. You may find different deals, but again, we looked at these two different options. I do definitely recommend going with a separate graphics card. not with an integrated one. You do not need that. Okay, just go with a separate one. You will likely save a bit of money, and this whole arrangement is really great for any office environment. Again, you can work with Excel, PowerPoint, create a video, and then export the video, convert it to a different format. You can do all those things. It will run just fine. Now, with all that said, we will conclude this video.